lahat ng sasabihin niya in public, it means policy. It will be construed as a policy or policies. So dapat maingat ka.
Ang nakikita nyo po ba rito is China versus Taiwan indirectly sa US?
Oh.
Parang yung kagaya sa nangyari din sa ano, na hindi direkta na ang US yung magiging kalaban kung titindi yung tensyon na sinasabi po ni President Bongbong Marcos. Natanong ko po ito kasi di po ba meron tayong MDT, no? At doon sa MDT na yon, ang sinasabi naman doon kung tayo mismo ang lulusubin
Yes.
or kung lulusubin man yung Estados Unidos, kumbaga may obligasyon tayo na tumulong, no? Parang may, pero di ko lang alam kung ipagpapaalam pa ba yan sa ating Kongreso ba or sa ating gobyerno. Pero doon, malinaw doon na yung US at kung Pilipinas yung atakayin or yung US, may obligasyon ang dalawang bansa. Pero kung ito, if Taiwan naman yung magiging kalaban ng China rito, may obligasyon ba tayo doon sa may kagaya ba tayong MDT with Taiwan naman, Prof?
Actually, hindi dapat tayo ma-involve dyan kasi ang MDT is very specific kapag ang Pilipinas ang inatake. However, ang tricky part kasi ng MDT is like this. It's supposed to be a mutual thing. So ibig sabihin, kapag inatake ang United States at hiniling ng United States na tulungan, magiging effective ang MDT. So we need to respond kasi treaty ally natin siya. Tsaka may tinatawag ng mutuality ng tinatawag mong MDT. However, ang tanong kasi doon, in the very first place, alam ng United States na Taiwan is an internal affairs of China. So magiging magkakaroon ka ng technicalities dyan na why would the United States be engaged in the internal affairs of China. So that's one technicality when you talk about international law. On the other hand, ang Pilipinas, to be very strict, hindi ka dapat makialam talaga dyan. Kasi unang-unang point dyan, ang MDT hindi sakop yan. Pangalawa is internal affairs yan. So kapag pumasok tayo ma-involve tayo dyan, para na rin nating tinapon sa basurahan yung tinatawag mong one China policy, and at the same time, you violated the basic doctrine in the international relation, even the United Nations Charter na sinasabi nga na a country should never interfere in the domestic affairs of another country. So dapat malinaw yun sa ating pag-iisip bilang mga Pilipino at ng gobyerno. Pero at the end of the day kasi, ang problema kasi ngayon sa Pilipinas, kung may strategic autonomy or may independent strategic thinking ang gobyerno ni BBM, because I can see na parang wala. So yun yung malaking problema kasi everything can be justified. And one more thing that you have to understand, when you talk about the Mutual Defense Treaty, hindi siya automatic. There's no such thing as automatic dyan. Pinag-uusapan muna yan and as far as the United States is concerned, pag-uusapan yan sa Kongreso kung ano ang mangyayari. Kasi alam mo, very tricky kasi ang sitwasyon ng when you talk about military conflict and war. Hindi natin kasi alam how it starts. Kasi baka naman may miscalculation on the ground tapos hindi ang Amerika ang mag-start niyan or baka naman ang Pilipinas pa ang mag-start ng fire. So yun yung mga bagay na we need to be very careful kasi baka mamaya hindi naman talaga ang United States ang gagawin nila, sila ang direct na makikipag-engage into a conflict, baka they will use a pawn just like what they have done in Ukraine. Pero dapat kasi malinaw sa utak ng Pilipino na hindi natin problema yan at hindi natin issue yan. We should not interfere in that. Kasi I'm telling you din, one thing that you have to remember, when it comes to the Taiwan Strait question, this is really the red line of China. China will not negotiate, will never blink on this issue. Sabi ko nga, matagal ko nang sinasabi, when you talk about the South China Sea, China will negotiate as much as it can. Pero when you talk about the red line, I don't think so. So, asahan nyo na talagang pag may nangyari dyan, magre-retaliate din talaga. I mean, China will act also based on what will happen on the ground. So, ito yung mga bagay na I don't understand kung naiintindihan ng ating mga officials ng BBM administration o hindi? Or naiintindihan ba talaga ni BBM ito o hindi? Kasi parang feeling ko, it's either two things lang nakikita ko kay BBM. It's either hindi niya talaga naiintindihan ito, anong consequences ng mga sinasabi niya, especially when you talk about interviews, because he is the president, he is the commander-in-chief. Lahat ng sasabihin niya in public, it means policy. It will be construed as a policy or policies. So dapat maingat ka. Kasi pag tinignan ka ng ibang bansa, ang sasabihin nila, that's the policy of the Philippine government or of the Philippines. Then if that's the policy, this is what we gonna do. So
Yes,
ang
po.
problema, sa kanya lang yun. E paano yung mga Pilipino hindi naman gusto? Ang tanong ko, gusto ba ng mga Pilipino ang gera na masali ka sa gera na hindi mo naman alam at hindi ka naman nag-start? And one more thing, gusto ko lang din ipasok kasi kanina hindi ko na-mention. Ang justification ni BBM is marami tayong OFWs daw na sa Taiwan na nagtatrabaho. One thing that you have to remember, there are other countries in Southeast Asia na marami din mga OFWs, hindi lang Pilipinas. Andyan ang Malaysia, andyan even ang Vietnam, andyan even ang Indonesia. They also have a lot of OFWs. But look, did you hear any head of state of these countries saying the same thing as what BBM have said in that interview in India? No. And they're also geostrategic location. This country are also placed in very strategic location in Southeast Asia, vis-a-vis South China Sea and even vis-a-vis Taiwan Strait. So may narinig na ba kayong head of state na nagsalita, na tulad ng pagsasalita ni BBM sa mga interviews niya? Wala pa. Because these are sensitive issues na dapat maingat ang isang presidente, ang isang commander-in-chief, magbigay ng pahayag at magbigay ng kanyang mga statements. Kasi it will be construed as a policy or policies ng ibang bansang nakikinig. Lalo na nung bansang pinapatukuyan niya. Now, ang tanong ko rin is, ano ba talaga ang gusto ni BBM? Gusto ba niya talaga ang gera? Oh my God, I'm not kidding. The Philippines will disappear in the map if that's the case.
Prof, ito bang naging pahayag ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. ay bilang isang geopolitical analyst ay nakita nyo na noon pa na ganito ang magiging pahayag ng Pangulo?
Magandang tanong yan, Jason. This is the first, I think not necessarily the first time na narinig natin ito, ngunit ang packaging lang ng pagsasalita ang naiba. Pero narinig na natin ito sa AFP chief natin, 'di ba? Si Brunner before, few months back I think. But this year, I think, kasi nasabi niya that the Philippines at ang mga, hindi exact words ng sinabi niya, but ito yung meaning ng sinasabi, yung essence ng sinabi niya na ang Pilipinas ay dapat maghanda. It's precisely because pag nagkaroon daw ng eventuality in the Taiwan Strait, the Philippines will get involved and because of the quote-unquote evacuation of our how do you call that, of our OFWs. Kaya nga nagkaroon sila, 'di ba, ng diyan sa may Batanes area, which is very near to Taiwan, nagkaroon sila diyan mayroon diyan tinatayo actually na US military outpost, tawag nito port. But it's actually funded by the United States, I think, from what I know. I'm not sure if, correct me if I'm right, but that's what I know. And at the same time, nagkaroon din ng secret na mga dealings with the Taiwan, quote-unquote, government na regional, kasi it's a region, the provincial government nila doon ng secret, how do you call that, security arrangements or kind of engagement between our Coast Guard and their Coast Guard and even security personnel. Now, may nag-travel pa papuntang Taiwan na nakipag-usap na nagalit nga actually si Lazaro on that because that is compromising the One China policy. I've read the report. So I kind of know these things. So ang sinasabi ko, hindi ito bago. Si BBM, nasabi lang niya yan dahil alam na niya yan at hindi niya siguro alam paano i-package yung sasabihin niya doon sa interview niya. But this is not a new thing. We have already heard it from Brunner before, few months back. And also, there are reports na may mga sekretong dealings ang Philippine government under the president's within the presidency of Marcos Jr. with the Taiwan quote-unquote regional or provincial authorities na may kinalaman sa security, which is actually a violation of what you call One China policy. Kaya ang China, talaga dito, parang, actually inis na sila dyan, pero they control themselves and they're really exercising what you call extreme restraint. Pero this is one thing that I cannot, when it comes to these things, we need to be very careful kasi, Oh my God, ang problema ng Pilipinas is just because you have, it's like this, no? Parang feeling kasi ng Pilipinas is para tayong isang maliit na insekto na nakatungtong kunyari sa isang kalabaw. At feeling naman natin tayo ang kalabaw. Ang kalabaw is referring to the United States being the superpower. Feeling natin tayo ang kalabaw. Hindi. Tayo yung maliit na insekto na kunyari lang nakatungtong sa kalabaw. Pero ang kalabaw, pag yan may sarili siyang strategic interest, kapag nagkataon, iiwanan ka rin yan kapag nagkagit-gitan na at naiipit na siya sa sarili niyang interest. At hindi na feeling niya, you're already, hindi na kita kailangan, bahala ka na sa buhay mo. And there are a lot of examples in the world that itong examples na to na magpapakita kung ano talaga ang United States when it comes to these geopolitical issues. Andyan ang Vietnam, andyan ang Afghanistan, andyan ang Syria, andyan ang Ukraine, at so many others. Andyan ang Iraq. So, dapat maging tanda ito sa mga Pilipino at maging maingat tayo when it comes to these issues kasi we're not a big country, we're a small country, we're struggling, at ang dami nating mga domestic na mga problema na dapat siguro unahin muna natin yan, palakasin muna natin ang ating ekonomiya at ating, at isolve natin ang corruption sa Pilipinas before pa natin i-insist yung sarili natin na maging part ng gulo na hindi naman nating gulo. So Jason, it's not the first time. We heard about this. There are manifestation on it. Ang tanong lang ngayon is, bakit hindi naaayos ito at bakit hindi ito nako-correct? It's precisely because probably that is really what Marcos Jr. wants. Siguro ito rin ang dikta sa kanya ng kanyang mga friends na mga Amerikano. Na ito yung ito yung gagawin natin, ito yung sasabihin mo, ito yung talking points mo.
Yes,
Yun yung basa ko eh.